The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi everyone. 12:30 now, but I'll just give it a couple more minutes before we start. So let's say 3 minutes, and then we'll kick off with this webinar. Thank you. Okay, guys. I think we're gonna kick off now. So hopefully everyone can hear me. So in today's webinar, joint hosted by Trustpilot and Nosto. We're going to be talking about the personalized path to reaching Q1 success in e-commerce. So I'm James White, the head of the UK team at Nosto, and we've also got Neil, who is the partnership director at Trustpilot UK. So maybe Neil, you can give us a quick one line for anyone that doesn't know Trustpilot.
Thanks, James. Yeah, Trustpilot is an online review platform. We allow brands to showcase their reputation and build relationships with their customers through customer reviews.
Perfect. And Nosto, we are a personalization solution focusing on delivering one-to-one product recommendations across sites, email, social, and apps more recently as well. Cool. So let's kick off with the agenda. I guess the first couple of points we're going to cover are around roadblocks to success, and then we'll finish off with any questions and go from there. So point number one is going to be profit losses attributed to post-holiday returns, then facing higher than usual abandoned cart rates. Number three, overspending on social campaigns. And then number four, failing to use email as a strategy to drive conversions. So if we look at the first roadblock and basically how to leverage, I guess one of the ways to leverage recommendations and reviews to overcome that negative profitability you might have from returns in Q1 that are kind of fallout from Q4. So personalizing the content across your site to deliver one-to-one products, and then back that up with the relevant reviews for those products to increase the conversion rate. So if we look at homepage as the starting place, the entry point alongside landing pages for many of your customers, it's really important to promote best-selling products to customers on your site or visiting your site for the first time. Now, what you can augment this with is actually leveraging margin filtering and price filtering to make sure that you show off more profitable items. Obviously, if you're an own brand store, it's just really important to show off your bestseller products, new in products, but also it can be that you're clearing stock. So it might be high stock products. Then if you know the customer from either browsing or purchasing before, you can actually show off what they're most likely to purchase next. So using their behavior and other people who had similar actions to show off, you bought this bracelet, so you're most likely to buy this other bracelet. And then you can back that up with reviews to enhance the trust in the brand and that this product is going to be suitable. If we look at search page next, so search generally drives a significant amount of conversion for a lot of stores around the world, but you can start here by recommending products that are relevant to the customer. So obviously the search results will return their own products, but what you can do at the top and bottom of the search page is again add to that with browsing history related or purchase related recommendations, not necessarily directly related to the search, but related to the customer. Really importantly as well, and does happen from time to time, but no search results. So when a customer mistypes a word, misspells a word, obviously lots of solutions do this, but one thing that Nosto does is learn kind of key terms that are misspelled or not spelled correctly. And we leverage that to show when there's no results, people who search for this, so Nike Air spelt wrong, for example, actually show off products that people buy after misspelling that word. And then also, really important, if you don't have browsing history for the customer or they've landed on a search page on their second view, again, showing highest converting products with the most reviews. Great for social proofing the brand again. And then if we look to a category page, and again, you might have categories of 50 or 1,000. It really depends on the customer. But really vital here to leverage, again, personalized or I feel browsing history related recommendations. So take the scenario where you land on a page with 1,000 products in the category and you've got all the filters down the left hand side, for example, and you want to show products that are more relevant to that customer. So if you leverage a browsing history related recommendation from that collection, you might actually help narrow down the results for the customer without them having to do anything in the filtering or click through 5 or 6 pages. Because remember, it takes around 4 seconds for a customer to decide what they're looking for. If they can't find it in a few pages or a few clicks of the filters, they will bounce. Then if we look at product pages, and possibly the most important pages when engaging with a customer, cross-selling here should really be the priority. And leveraging proper cross-selling and upselling practices can really increase your conversion rate by around 4.3% in this example. I think the key focus here should be when people come to a site, they're coming to buy a product, and they might have, maybe in my case, a white shirt in mind. They're coming for a shirt, they want to buy a shirt, that's their primary objective. So show other shirts. Now you could leverage some price filter to upsell them slightly more expensive shirts. And then you could augment the cross-selling with upselling here and actually say people who buy this shirt often go on to buy this tie or this lapel pin, for example.
So how do product reviews, how do they help? So product reviews can be displayed on category pages and product pages and search through the Nosto integration. These massively help conversion rates and reduce cart abandonments. Consumers are better informed about the product on the quality or the fit. However, just as James mentioned, having product reviews really can help with the return rates as well. So consumers are more engaged with the product, so less likely to return because it met their expectations. Product reviews can also help with average order values with regard to the cross-sell and upsell that we mentioned. So the more trust you can display, the more consumers will spend with your brand. So cross-sell and upsell are easier when you mitigate the risk by showcasing more trust. So, roadblock 2, conquering high abandonment cart rates. So, a 2016 study by Label Insights showed that global cart abandonment rates in Q1 stood at a whopping 75.6%, with an estimated £4 trillion worth of merchandise being abandoned annually in shopping carts. Cart abandonment is a significant obstacle to working against when you've already faced with potential decline in sales in Q1. So that's the bad news, right? The good news is that of those 75%, 75% intended to return to buy and finish that purchase. So, having tools in place to help nudge those guys back to make a purchase really helps. So one way is email. So using email as a way to re-engage with those people that abandon their carts is a really good idea. Having product and service reviews in those emails as well as can significantly increase the conversion rates. And I have some specific stats a little later on in the webinar.
Cool. So one way to kind of fight against those abandoned cart rates in Q1 is the power of the pop-up. Loved and hated by many, kind of Marmite of the e-commerce world, I guess. And a couple of ways to do that are by engaging with customers who are planning to exit the site. So with exit intent, dwell time, looking, deciding that they want to leave. And you've got two kind of options when you get to this stage. You can either accept they want to leave, and then there's a reason behind it. As Neil mentioned, they've got to walk the dog, they've got to go and cook dinner, or a whole host of factors which none of us really can pretend to understand. But one of the key things is to show the products that they're leaving behind, offer them some sort of incentive. So this might be a last minute offer to stay and buy right now. It might be a countdown timer for when the sale or discount period is ending, or it might be, for example, free delivery when you purchase using the code given in exchange for the email. And then this can be done in two ways. It can be given right now to buy on this at this moment, or it can be done in a follow-up email. So thanks for browsing. Here are the products that you're leaving behind. Give us your email and we'll send you a follow-up with the relevant content for you. One of the other key ways to reduce abandonment is kind of back to what we were saying earlier about product recommendations, but increasing the relevancy of the products that you show. So geolocation is becoming a really big thing. And in 2016, eMarketer report found that over the next 3 years, customers expect their shopping experience to be relevant to location. So if we look at like a .eu store view or a .com store view, for example, shoppers in New York want to see very different things from Miami, but they're all looking at .com. Miami shoppers want sunglasses, flip-flops, shorts, t-shirts, and New York shoppers, particularly at this time, they want a big coat, these Gore-Tex boots that you see here, and really outdoor wear.
So how can Trustpilot help eliminate cart abandonments? So as I said a little bit earlier, just displaying that confidence and trust. So consumers only buy from brands they trust. So the more trust that you can display online, the more this mitigates the risk of buying. So typically, well, I've said it before, that you're only really ever buying a promise online. You're buying a promise that someone's going to fulfill that order. The product's going to be a particular quality, and it's going to be delivered on a particular day. So it's very important to display that trust when you're only delivering a promise. So using Nosto together with Trustpilot will allow you to showcase your reputation front and center. So Trustpilot has a number of widgets that we could display throughout that buying journey. What Nosto do that's great is be able to bring that based upon some consumer behavior, maybe like looking to exit the site. We can then bring an overlay dynamically showcasing your review at that critical point.
So roadblock number 3. So overspending on social campaigns that yield a negative return on ad spend. So first off, why are we using social? Well, a lot of these are commonly thrown around. So Facebook with 1.3 billion global users per year. Instagram set to reach 104 million users by 2019, and over 3 million businesses globally using social advertising. So if you're not really investing in it just yet, really now is the time. And frankly, you're missing the boat. So how to conquer the roadblock of overspending? I think at this time of year, or Q1 as we move into it in the next kind of 3 to 4 weeks, is really turning the typical funnel upside down. So where you're really trying to fill at the top end, acquiring new customers in Q4, really Q1 is about turning those prospects into customers. If they didn't convert or they didn't buy as many products as you'd like them to buy, Q1 is the time to do that. And if we work backwards, step 1 of your Q1 strategy should actually be able to leverage retaining customers. So you know a lot about these customers, you know what they've bought, when they've bought, how much they've spent. And so an optimal way to deliver this to them in the form of retention is creating a custom audience segment, let's say 10K people that visited and purchased from the site in Q4, to show them relevant products that they might be interested in based on what they'd bought in Q4. Now, step 2 is to move up the funnel slightly, and where you might spend a little more of your budget. And this is around intent customers. So customers who have browsed the site but not bought, who've added products to the cart but not bought. Again, another sort of 10 to 20K customers would probably sit in this segment. Again, showing them the products they bought, social proofing that with reviews, and this would tie in with an email strategy as well, for really nurturing these customers over the line. Step 3 is obviously custom audiences and discovery, trying to target customers who you put in the very top of the funnel, but they never looked at product, they never really engaged with the brand. Show them what you have to offer and get them excited. And then step 4, and still probably where the majority of your budget will go, but probably not the biggest focus, is awareness, so driving new traffic to your site. then what does this look like in terms of actual campaigns? So again, if we start at the bottom of the funnel and retention, it's customers who you've gathered data on from the pixel, so people who've bought before, browsed before, as well as custom audiences, so people from your CRM segment. They've purchased £300 of product and they visited the store twice in the last 6 months and purchased at least once. That's your custom audience for your retention campaign. Then lookalike audiences, so think of similar brands to you, similar stores that target a similar type of customer, and you can leverage their audience as a lookalike. And then obviously core audiences and lookalike audiences deliver at the top of the funnel for pushing in new customers who've not discovered the brand before or are in that discovery phase. And I think one thing to highlight here, especially when you get to top funnel and social ads in general, is the power of visuals. It only takes us about 50 milliseconds to perform a first impression, and especially with the congestion that is a Facebook or Instagram feed, it's really important that you grab people's attention quickly. So 64% of customers are keen to buy a product online after watching a video, and the collection ad unit in this case is a great way to do that. So a quick video snippet to grab attention, and then products relevant to that customer or the collection that they're interested in or category that they're interested in to show the products. So just tying that into a UGC content, e-consultancy report showcasing 61% of customers read reviews before committing to the purchase decision. So you're enhancing the discovery with the likes of a collection ad, showing the relevant product on the site, then they read the review before committing to a purchase.
So Trustpilot have got a case study with Crossover. So Crossover saw an increase in their click-through rate by 45% from ads that feature their Trustpilot score. So use your ads and align yourself from a trusted source, i.e. your previous clients. Reviews can also help with other forms of advertising, so your PPC ads. So we can feed into your PPC ads via Google seller rating. So these are the little sort of gold stars that you see in some ads. It increases the size of the ads. It makes those ads more clickable. So more people click on ads with stars than without. And then it also, because people that click on those ads, increasing your click-through rate and reducing your bounce rate, it increases the quality score of the ad. So reducing the cost per click from Google, which is always good. So essentially you've paid for your traffic, so make it pay for you. So using Nosto and Trustpilot will help convert that traffic that you've already paid for. So now we talk about why using an email strategy is important to drive conversions. So email marketing isn't exactly the new kid on the block when it comes to offering a personalized online retail experience. 97% of businesses leverage email to convert recipients into buyers. With so many emails to sift through, it's no wonder that we've become so selective about what takes up room in our inboxes. The upside, numbers show that consumers still regard email as a viable source of information. So if you're not using this tactic as an additional source for driving revenue to your store, this means you're losing out on an incredible stream of revenue.
Cool. So obviously you're sending emails through the likes of Dotmailer, Bronto, possibly MailChimp, or any one of a number of providers. And one way to start really engaging customers in those emails that you send, hopefully you're sending at the right time to the right segment or the right group of people. And really it's important to kind of back that up with showing them the right products. So there's Nosto email widgets, and what we aim to do here is really showcase, like we do on site, and keep that consistent customer journey across the different touch points. So when you're a new customer and you've recently enrolled in a bestseller, a welcome campaign, show off best selling on trending products from the store. When you've already purchased many times and you're seeing, or browsed many times and you're seeing a marketing email that you're getting once a week, don't just show a 50% off sale now. Show 50% off sale now, and here are the sale products that are relevant for you. so browsing history related, or personalized recommendations. Just a couple of ways that you can leverage email content to do that. And then if we look at this and what it looks like in real time, so Melly Mello here using email widgets in their marketing emails that they send 2 to 3 of per week. And here we've got a 5.6% increase in conversion rate. So the goal here is to increase the CTR and conversion through relevancy. And this can be achieved across your marketing emails and transactional emails. Any email that you send, there is a way or an algorithm type to leverage personalized content.
So Trustpilot, we done a case study with eBookers, which is one of our clients, and what we did, we included their Trustpilot score in their cart abandonment emails, and we had some really good results. So just a couple of stats that I'll throw your way. So increases the click rate from 7.14% to over 10%, and it increases conversions per send from 1% to 1.8%. And obviously a company like eBookers, that had a massive effect on their bottom line. So using reviews in those cart abandonment emails will have a positive effect on those conversion rates.
Perfect. So that kind of concludes our key talking points. Before I go to the Q&A, I guess to put everything in perspective, review the roadblocks that you have, and some we might have covered, some we haven't. Identify the ones which you most identify with or are most affecting your business moving forward, and then decide which strategies will be most effective to tackle them. So it should be a mixture of lots of different tools and products in the market, Trustpilot and Nosto being just one or two of them, but it's really important to use all the tools at your disposal to do this. And start implementing now and measure your results as you go. Everything that you leverage is incremental. There's no one thing that's going to revolutionize your business today. So start now and watch the gains accrue over the next year. And then when you look back on maybe these changes in Q4 next year, you should have a significant impact on your business. So if we go to the Q&A, I've got a couple of questions actually for Trustpilot. So the first one is, how, from a fast fashion store, how can I fit Trustpilot subtly into my high fashion or fast fashion store? How can I customize the look and feel, etc.?
Okay, that's a really good question. So some of our sort of like high fashion, fast fashion customers don't necessarily all want their Trustpilot reviews or the Trustpilot branding on their very expensively designed websites, which is fair enough. And also, obviously, integration development time as well is at a premium. So what we can do, and working with Nosto, we can actually have your reviews displayed at the most critical time. So as maybe an overlay, like they're looking to go and exit the site, they can have their Trustpilot reputation on those overlays. So don't necessarily integrate with the website, but just have them at that critical point in the buying experience.
Cool. We've got a question here from Lee. How easy is it to add the Trustpilot widget into the Nosto abandoned cart email? I'm not going to dip out of this screen to show you, but Lee, if you, one of us will make contact with you after this session, and we'll have we can discuss how that's achieved, if that's all right. I've got another one for Neil, quite an open question. What do you think the future of reviews is for e-commerce?
My personal opinion of reviews, I think we're going to go down that route where you're going to be buying from a review. So you're going to read a review. It's going to display so much trust and confidence that rather than going through the checkout experience, you're just going to literally go buy now from the review, in my personal opinion.
Very good. I've got one kind of for me here as well. So how can I best measure, this is quite a general question as well, how can I best measure what's working without being affected by the impact of seasonality? That's a really difficult question because obviously through Q4 right now, we have a huge organic peak. So you could say that everything's working well when actually it's just organic that's really driving it. So the best thing to do is actually not measure things in Q4, but measure them throughout the rest of the year. And when you don't have a peak, typically, because that's when you can really see the difference in results. So again, kind of back to what we were saying earlier, Q1 is the time to start implementing things. So then you measure and you know what's going to work for Q4, not just hit Q4 and the emergency button where you just put everything on the site and think, hopefully it's working. I've got another one here from Trustpilot. So does Trustpilot add trust from a technical and social proofing standpoint? I'm not really sure what this means.
Well, we certainly deliver trust from a social proof element. So what reviews are really good at is trying to bring those. So back in the old days when we used to go down the high street, the trust signals were from the guy behind the counter with a big smile, other people in the shop buying things. It's very hard to replicate that online, but reviews do a really good job of doing that. And by having them timestamped, the reviews, it just gives you that social proof element that other people are buying, other people have been on that journey, and everything was fine. And a 5-star review is an accreditation that someone's been on that journey and everything was fine. So I think that it does deliver social proof element online.
Very good. How do you feel about the impact of showing Trustpilot reviews alongside other review providers, and a site's own customer product reviews equals more trust, or does it become detrimental? Great question, by the way.
So, Trustpilot allows you to pull in other product reviews from other providers. So you'll have a product, we call them trust boxes, but essentially a widget, and that widget will show the Trustpilot product reviews, and they'll be stamped as Trustpilot, and then other product reviews. So it could be an organic review from your Shopify platform, for instance, and they can just sit hand in hand.
Very good. I had one question, which probably a Nosto one. So how do we integrate reviews into product recommendations? So this is basically done, or pop-ups actually probably relevant to as well, but this is actually done at a template level. So again, it's like a Nosto, Trustpilot, developer conversation, but not difficult to do, especially if you're storing, like say, a Magento Trustpilot as the reviews provider in Magento. One more question here as well. Everyone seems to have a 5-star review. Will we just get a reviewflation where a good review no longer means anything?
I'm not sure I agree that there's always 5-star reviews, and I think what you see online on a brand's own website, they get to choose which reviews are published because it's their website. However, if you click through on that review and come to the Trustpilot platform, you'll see a whole array of different reviews, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And that's what Trustpilot, how we build in our transparency, is we show every single review. However, the brand, it's their asset. They can display whichever review they wish.
Cool. Very good questions from everyone. Are there any more before we close up shop for today? Give it a minute or so.
If anyone's got any further questions, they can contact myself and James on the emails there on the screen.
Yeah, so actually, Lee, we don't have your contact details. So perhaps if you just send myself and Neil a quick email, we'll be able to follow up with you. If that's all right. So could we make our pop-up more seasonal? So that's the design question, really. So yeah, definitely. I mean, we've got some clients with snow falling through their pop-ups. You could put like a Santa hat on the exit button. I guess it's more of a design question. So either that can be done by an agency or your own developers or through Nosto. So we offer design services. So again, it's kind of get in touch. You got my email there, or your Nosto account manager. I'm not sure if you're an existing client. Sorry. Just reach out to us, and we can let you know what the best course of action would be. Cool. I think that'll be it for today. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. There'll be a follow-up email with this recording and some content for you guys to take a look at. As mentioned, you've got a couple of seconds now to screen grab these email addresses if you have any more questions. And yeah, look forward to hearing from some of you, working with some of you, or existing customers improving what you're doing already. Thanks very much, guys, and
Cheers.
good luck for the rest of Q4.
Happy Christmas.